And then I went to jail. And then that's why I start realizing who your friends really are. You know, the guy that was with me, he ended up turning on me, and he told on me, gave up information that I was like, wow, really? He told on me like that? Wow. So then, I had to suck it up and say, well, I admitted to it. I told him, I admit to what I did. I was wrong. I pistol whipped the guy. I shot up I did that. But then they gave me the guy that was with me. They gave me all his charges. They gave me all his felony charges because I didn't know he was 14 years old. I'm 17 and a half, going on 18, and he had a full beard and everything, and they charged me with all his charges. And so I took a plea deal, and I was looking at first at 25 to life at one moment because they was trying to pin a murder on me, and I had nothing to do with it. And I fought it, and they dropped it, and then I pleaded to everything else. I admit to pistol whipping the guy, doing all that. I admit to everything. Just give me my time. I want to go do time. And so I ended up getting about 10 years out of it, and out of the 10 years, I ended up doing 8. And this is mindful. This is my only first time ever being in trouble with the law. But because I had just got out of jail they said I have weapons. And the judge told me, if I see you back in here again, I want to make you an example. And he saw me back at the courthouse in Compton, and he made an example out of me, and he gave me 10 years. And so I was 18, and they were supposed to send me to a YA youth authorities. And instead, they sent me straight to the big house, Chino. And it was terrible. It was terrible. But that's where my life was then. Now I thank God every day. I'm a God-fearing man, and I believe that anybody can be reformed and changed if they choose to. It's a choice. It's a decision. A person picks up a gun to protect themselves. If they decide to do something different with it to hurt people for no reason, that's a choice. That's a decision that person makes. And I believe in my heart that after I did all the time, altogether I probably did about 15 years of prison time. And all that time I've been in and out, I kept waking up and realizing this is not what I want to do. I lost my little brother when he was 14, when he got killed at 14 when I was locked up. His best friends killed him. That's the crazy part. I tell people all the time, you think best friends are best friends until you see the ugly side of them. And my little brother, he was trying to be like me when I was locked up, trying to be a little dealer, but he was also smoking crack and doing drugs. And he owed the guy some money, I guess, from what our story was, $50 or something like that. And they found out that he had money and shared it and gave some money to somebody else. And then he invited them over to come eat dinner at the house. These are his friends. He invited them to come over to my house. I'm making some tostadas or whatever. They went over there, and while they were inside, they had a couple of their friends put holes in the tires of the cars. And so then they left. They said, well, let's go out and have some drinks, man. Come on. Mindful, he's 14, but he was out there too, being wild.
Yeah.
And I was locked up when that happened. And I had a weird dream. Everybody, I don't know if you ever had the premonitions. And premonitions are real. People don't understand that. If you have a premonition, something, it tells you, wakes you up out your sleep, and something bad's happened. That's what had happened. I woke up in my sleep. I see my little brother in a pool of blood in the dream, and I was scared. So the next morning, I called home, and I asked my mom, "Where's my little brother? Where's Kid Tough?" "Oh, he took off with your chain. Back then we had beepers. He took off with your beepers and your chain, and I don't know where he's at, Mom. Find him." And then I called a couple friends of mine. "Hey, man, you gotta find my little brother, man." And then I think it was like a Sunday or a Monday morning when I called, and my other brother answered the phone. And, "Hey, bro, hey, look, talk to Mom." And, "Mom, everything okay, Mom?" "Yeah, mijo, but I have to tell you something." I said, "What?" They found your little brother. I said, "He's all right?" And he said, "No, he's dead. He got killed. He got shot." And his friend that did it, they were out bragging about it. That's how we know that they did it, because they was out talking about it. But it was his best friends that killed him for $50. So it goes to show you that life is not valued at what people really think life is valued. Some people take life for granted. They don't understand it. You could be here today and gone tomorrow. So I just think I'm thankful that I met some good people while I was in the institution. I met some great people in there. I met some smart people. Like I was telling you earlier, I met Huey Newton from the Black Panthers, and we talked regular basis. Very smart guy, and he gave me some wisdom, and then I took his wisdom words. And even though he was in there too, but he wasn't a bad guy. He just made bad choices, just like I did. And I took wisdom, and with wisdom, knowledge, and made it become power. And so, after all done with my life and living this lifestyle, I ended up coming out here to Washington State, moving out here to help my brother out with his kids because they were acting up. And so when I came out here, I ended up putting together a program, a gang prevention intervention program, and became a motivational speaker to talk to kids about staying out of prison, gangs, and all that. And so that's what I've done out here over the last 12, 13 years. I've done programs with a good friend of mine from El Camino, multicultural. We did stuff with the East Side Tacoma, with the Safe Streets. We did stuff with Urban League. I mean, and for me, it was more just giving back to the community. If I could say one kid out of 1,000 kids or 100 kids in an assembly at the school when I talk, if I could just say one and he listens and he doesn't get involved in gangs, man, I'm happy about that. And that's what I was saying with the guy that I know, that young man that I know, that was involved with the gangs over here in Tacoma.
Yeah.
We end up, look at him now. He's into movie acting now. He got a degree from Clover Tech. He was at Clover Tech. Now he's on my Facebook, and he's always showing up that what he's got lined up for the next movie he's going to do. And I'm proud of him because at one point he was looking at 15, 20, 30 years. And then when he got out, he finally realized that, some of these homeboys that he called homeboy are not his homeboys, and he realized that. And so it took a lot for him, but it woke him up too. So it was good, the fact that, me and him, he always tells me, hey, Rico, man, you're like Uncle Rico to me, man. And I want to thank you, man, when coming to me, you're always talking to me, man, because you took time out for that. And that's what I try to do as much as I can with kids that are involved in gangs. If I had that when I was growing up, an adult figure that came to me and talked to me and tell me, don't do this, don't do that, I probably wouldn't have went the road I went, but I didn't have that. But I don't take everything I went through. I'm not mad about what I went through, because without the experience, I couldn't go out here and talk to some of these young men and tell them and share with them and tell them, I've been there already, man. You don't want to go there. I got one of my young men just got out doing about 16 years. He just got out about 5 months ago. While he was in there, he lost his wife. His wife got shot on the east side, got killed on the east side over here in Tacoma. Jeez. Some guys rolled up on her and fired up in her van and ended up shooting her and her brother. Her brother barely got shot twice, and she got shot 3 times and died. And I felt bad about it. And so he felt also bad because he was involved with that gang stuff. Yeah. It trickles. It's a trickling effect. So, you win some and you lose some. But the main objective about trying to go out here and save a soul or save a kid, a young man, is that you're not going to win all the battles, but you win one, and that one might be the one that's stronger than all the other fights. Yeah. So that's how I became, a better person now since I've been out here in Tacoma, Washington. I've done a lot of engagements out here. I've talked to a lot of the kids, and a lot of the kids know me. I see them now. They're grown. I see some at the stores. Hey, Rico, what's up, man? This is so. What's up, man? They get you all big. Yeah, I got a family now. I work. I want to thank you, man, because, you came to my school and talked to me about staying out of gangs, man. I said, no, the only thing I could do is I planted a seed. I said, everything else was up to you. And apparently you did good for yourself because you listened. So, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You get that good feeling when you see something that you did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like I was, it's like, like I've shared before, when I go on my social media and share, that about my run every day, but I just share about my activities, what I do and everything, and the fact that I'm out there in the MS community and the, brain injury community and just the world community out there on the social media. It's like, I share this stuff that I do, and a few people, that have multiple sclerosis or have had brain injuries and been in comas, and some people that nothing has happened to, but people comment or send me a message saying, thank you very much for sharing, about what you do and that you run all the time and all this, or that, that you're in recovery, clean and sober so many years. And it's like, they say, thank you for sharing that because it's inspired me to, do the same or, at least become active.
Exactly.
Reach toward that. And it's like, okay, maybe, I have thousands of followers or whatever, and a few people say these things, and it's like, okay, a few out of thousands may not seem like many, but that few out of thousands, look at the change, the seeds.
Right.
All I'm doing is planting seeds.
Yeah.
And, if I get 5 trees that grow out of the 1,000 seeds that I plant, that is worth it.
That's inspiring.
Because and just like you're saying, it's like those 5 trees can become a forest.
Yeah.
So, and like I was saying, showing you this morning, that little video that I shot yesterday at Barnes & Noble, which I'll be putting on my social media here soon. But I shot this little tiny 30-second video clip at Barnes & Noble in Federal Way yesterday.
Right.
Which sort of bad news, that's, sort of negative news that my book is still there. One book after a couple of years. No one's bought it yet. But, which if you want to buy it, is Live the Passionate Life and Quit Settling for Survival by Shane Nikolic. And it's in the personal growth section. But I shot this little video and showing the personal growth, the name of the section, and then I panned down and I showed that David Goggins' book is over here. And then I panned down a little more, Chicken Soup for the Soul books. And then I panned down and showed my book is in the same section as their books. And, it hasn't sold yet, or maybe it did and they got one more copy in. But, just the fact that, I have a book, I wrote a book, published it, and it's in the same section as these other guys, these other people. Oh, and my book is actually 2 books away from The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. I mean, that's just like, wow.
Awesome. That's good.
Yeah. I planted my seed and it's sitting there in the forest with these other big trees.
And that's what it's all about, man. It's all about. And, I commend you, man, because, some people give up when they're in those situations with MS and whatnot. I have my oldest son. He had MS and he didn't find it out till he was playing football in college. And then he got hurt and then he realized that he couldn't play no more.
Oh, man.
And so now he does positive impact just like you're doing out in Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota. He's got a program that he does with the youth out there as well. And,
right on.
Yeah, so he does, I think it's, what is it called? Something, battle something out there, but he his uncle used to be a big time football player out here for Washington Huskies back in the day.
Oh, right on.
So he's doing positive impact, which makes me proud of him because that's my son and he's following footsteps where I've been, but in a different way. To show that he's giving back to the community, to the kids that are having these problems and MS and how it affects them. So he shares his life with them. So for you to come out of a coma and all those many nights there in the bed and then you miraculously just wake up. Nobody thought that you would make it. The doctors didn't even think that, right? They told you that. Yeah. So it's a miracle. You are a living testament miracle about life. And like I said, death doesn't choose and pick people. Death comes for you no matter who you are or what you are. It doesn't matter. It comes at you and it'll take you away just that fast. Yeah. Whether it's a disease or whether it's some kind of accident or whatever, or the lifestyle you live in, it's just there. And the only way you can beat death is that you just avoid doing the stupid stuff. Quit being a big dummy like Sanford and Son. He used to always look at him and say, "You're a big dummy."
yeah, I remember that show.